to Urban Paradise, opening our hearts, connecting to others. Brought to you by Tasty Cheese, real Jamaican flavor for true. And J&N Bank will help you find a way. Here on Nationwide 90 FM, a revolution in media. I'm Diane Ashton Smith, and it's time now for our weekly feature, The Creatives, a celebration of Jamaica's creative talents to inspire you to do anything. Yes, you can, and give voice to a growing group of entrepreneurs and leaders who harness art for social transformation and professional enterprise. With me today is Saccheen Laing, author of 2 children's books, The Curly Hair Club and Thrones Not Cells. Saccheen, welcome to The Creatives.
Thank you for having me.
It's such a pleasure to meet you. First off, tell us about these 2 books.
Okay, The Curly Hair Club encourages little girls, mostly with dark skin, to love and appreciate their natural hair, because growing up, for most of us, we're kind of teased about our hair being too dry, bumpy and stuff like that. So it's about an appreciation for your natural hair, because, it's not something that we usually pay much attention to, but it's something that affects our little girls. And for Thrones Not Cells, it's about an appreciation for little boys, for their dark skin. We know that bleaching is something that a lot of our young people struggle with peer pressure and it's feeling as if they don't belong. So it's about an appreciation for their dark skin and also appreciating the education. Yeah, because with our boys, they aren't so into the learning process. Because if you're going to schools, mostly you see the girls reading, the boys kind of just huddle around the back, just creating havoc. Yes. So it's about showing them how important it is to get an education as well.
I love the fact that you're very targeted in these 2 books.
Right.
And both are about self empowerment.
Right.
It's about loving who you are.
Right.
So what really inspired you to author them, and why those particular subjects?
Well, growing up, most of my gifts that I got as a child, birthday gifts and stuff, were books. So my parents taught me from a young age the value of reading. I loved reading. But there was always something that seemed missing to me. So I'd read the Cinderella, the Snow White, those type of books. But I was like, these people look nothing like me. I don't see these people when I go out on the road. Who are these people? They weren't people that I could relate to. So from that age, I was like, and I want to see a book where I can see myself in and have lessons that I can appreciate and learn from. So I couldn't find it, so I just created my own.
Before authoring these books, what were you doing?
Well, I've always done poetry, so that's how I kind of established myself in the social media world, because social media is where I really push my books and where it allowed me to reach a lot of people. So I started with that while studying journalism at UTech.
Very nice. And you've garnered recognition for them with the esteemed Prime Minister's Youth Award in Arts and Culture just last December. Now, that must have been a proud moment for you.
It really was, not to just art, but just be acknowledged by my country.
Yes.
That's a great feeling.
So, but talk to me a little bit more about that. I mean, did it come as a surprise?
It did.
Yeah.
I mean, I know I put a lot of work into what I do, but I never saw it as something that, would be rewarded at such a high level. Yeah. So I was very, very surprised, but very, very appreciative.
I'd imagine. And what else has been the most significant feeling of accomplishment for you in doing these books? What has been the best part of doing them?
The best part for me is perhaps hearing children come up to me and say they love the book. Because I remember one parent said to me that after reading the book to her daughter was like, "Mommy, please comb my hair like this for school." And, that just warmed my heart to know that, how much they feel connected to it and can relate to the content in the books.
And feeling pride, too, for something that, we call buru head and all of those things. And, something I've always gone against is, boy, your hair nice. What makes nice hair nice?
Exactly. That's something even though when somebody comes up to me, I'm like, you have nice thick hair. I'm like, what makes my hair nice? You understand? It's just my hair.
It is your hair, and you make the best of it. And I love the whole transformation in the past decade or so,
Right.
where there is an appreciation for natural hair.
Yeah.
So many of us went through that whole foolishness of creaming the hair.
I did because I creamed my hair.
And you got the burns, didn't you?
Oh,
Oh my God, it's the worst thing ever
Worst
created.
thing.
So on the flip side, though, of writing those books, you've often heard that people who write sometimes get writer's block. Did you have writer's block, or what kind of obstacles did you face, and how did you overcome them?
Honestly, I didn't face writer's block.
Wow.
I guess because I had this knowledge of what I want to do from so long. So over the years, it just flowed and came together. The issue that I mainly faced was financially publishing the books, because that was the major challenge. But in terms of the writing process, it was a pretty smooth one for me.
Beautiful. So you have launched, and now you just launched coloring books as support
Right.
material. That's been quite the project. Describe that journey for me, and what do you hope to achieve from adding them to the collection?
Right, because with the reading books now, not every child can read so fluently or understand the content. But the coloring books now, something that as children is something that you start doing from you come out of the womb, you start to color.
That's right.
So to have images that when they're coloring, they see themselves in, it just brings deeper meaning to the process, not just coloring for the coloring's sake.
And I like that. I mean, it's
Right.
about building self-esteem.
Right.
It is about also building your ability to stay within the lines.
Exactly.
And your own creativity. Building that creativity,
Right.
because you don't put numbers in it.
No,
so they
no,
just
no.
decide
You
what
just-
colors they...
right.
Oh, that is amazing. So what else do you have cooking up in that creative mind of yours? What more can we expect as we seek to empower our children, our future?
Well, what I ultimately hope to do is to form clubs. Yeah, like how we have key club, drama club, and stuff like that. Perhaps we could have clubs where you can come to learn how to take care of your hair and stuff like that, and just to see where it goes from there.
That's
Because it's not just about reading it, but to actually put it into practice. So that's the next step for me.
That is amazing. And those clubs would be like extracurricular
Right,
activities.
right. Or
type
if it's in the
things.
communities. and
Yes,
stuff
at
like that.
community
Right.
centers. I think that is so needed in our societies,
Yes.
Saccheen, because you see too many of our kids aspiring for what they see on TV.
Exactly.
And not really knowing who
Exactly.
they are, and
Right.
appreciating that we are amazing. And we're great people, Jamaican
we
people,
are.
we're
We
good.
really
And we
are.
need to put that positivity
Right.
into
We
something
have too much
good.
of the negativity going around.
Absolutely. And I really applaud you for doing this as a young person coming out of Spanish Town,
Yes.
who yourself had your own struggles. But out of that, you are creating that phoenix kind of rising from the ashes type thing I see. And finally, what word of advice would you give to someone who has an idea, a creative idea, who, like you, probably has it in her head or his head and wants to put it out there and make something into it? What word of advice would you give them?
I would say to stop fighting it. Because for years I was a little bit reluctant because, like, what if nobody reads my book? What if it does nothing?
Those what ifs.
Right, those what ifs. So it's to just take that step. Don't be afraid to take that step. Because if it's one person who will read your story, it'll make one difference to them. So that's the mindset that I went into it. Now seeing so many people reading it and stuff like that, they're like, whoa, what if I didn't? So that is the what if that you perhaps can look at. What if I don't do it?
Yes.
You know,
just do it.
just do it.
Just do it and create that ripple
Yes.
effect of change.
Right.
Thanks so much for joining me today, Saccheen.
Thank you for having me.
And all the best with your next venture. I'm looking out for those clubs. And when you launch, you're going to come back
yes,
and
man, of
share
course.
with me.
First place I'll be coming back.
Beautiful. I love to hear that. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
That was The Creatives, a celebration of Jamaica's creative talents to inspire you to do anything. Yes, you can. And give voice to a growing group of entrepreneurs and leaders who harness art for social transformation and professional enterprise. Join us again next week, same time, for another in the series.